So moving forward, tomorrow's open is going to be very important because it's going to indicate whether or not this upward momentum is real or not. All right, I played that clip from yesterday because today's open was a pretty big signal. In fact, it gives me the third touch point I needed to complete a chart pattern, which is fantastic. And it's actually changed my weekly chart patterns as well. So I've made some slight revisions, and I'll go over that, starting with the 1 minute chart. So today we opened way lower, big gap down, and just no hope of breaking out of it. You will see though this nice kind of a base forming, kind of curling up. And I say that because I want to bring up this article by Bulkowski on gaps. Now there's a few different kinds of gaps. He describes 5, and I believe this to be the first. He says that area gaps occur in congestion, trendless markets, and close quickly, usually in a few days. And is that not right where we are with AMC? Just grinding, 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 consolidating. He says volume on the day might be high, but returns to normal in a day or two. Few new highs or lows occur after the gap, and that would be congruent with our symmetrical triangle that I haven't covered yet, but I think we're in a symmetrical triangle now, and that would be agreeing with this analysis of the gap. He says a distinct price curl as the gap closes quickly is a clue to this gap type, and I think we even start to see that curl today, right here. Look at this nice base. Now we're going to zoom out a little bit to the 15-minute. And I'm actually going to take more than 5 days. I want to see 20 days. And I'm going to change my drawing set. So this is what I was talking about yesterday, that this pennant formed here. This was a pennant, and it broke out in a half staff tilted flag. Hit the gap resistance from the last gap down and formed a high and tight flag. And then I said this either breaks out or it breaks down. Right? I'm like, I didn't think that sideways trading was going to be super likely. This is a huge signal, though. You can see that. And this action right here gives me the third touch point I need to complete a symmetrical triangle. So let me show you what that looks like. It's pretty big. And like I said, it revised my weekly charts. So here the falling wedge now has been revised to end in late August. And this changed the price targets, and that's okay. The price targets are still pretty high. On the high side, the falling wedge has a 63.62 price target. Now, we are pretty far from that falling wedge, so is it still in play or not? It's a good question. This could be a breakout and a throwback, and I think that's okay. That's still very appropriate. And the chart pattern is not busted until the price closes below the chart pattern, and it hasn't done that yet, right? It's really close. I think maybe it needs to close below 28 to really bust the pattern, but it's definitely been testing the strength from that wedge. And now this throwback is turning into this long consolidation period. And let me show you the touch points I had. I started it here, kind of towards the end of the wedge. That seemed appropriate. I don't like to have patterns overlapping a whole lot. It doesn't make much sense to do that. So here I have the first touch point, the second touch point, and the third touch point. Let's see what volume looks like on these days. So pretty insignificant here. There's a peak in volume there. Not much volume here either, and that's okay because they're valleys. So those are the 3 touch points, and then there's only 2 up top. And this is why I needed that third touch point to form today, to make this symmetrical triangle, because you need 3 touch points on one side and 2 on the other. I only had 2 and 2. So today's gap down was a big signal, and now we have a new chart pattern and some new targets. The symmetrical triangle to the downside has a price target of $29.08, and to the upside $54.04. And I took that, I used this point here where the upward channel from January, whoa, the upward channel from January and the triangle intersect right here. I anticipate that this is probably where a breakout will occur. If the price continues to consolidate below that upward channel, I'd be surprised, but that would certainly be a potential springboard, I think. The last time, we have yet to actually see a second touch point on the channel on the bottom like this, so it's not really a confirmed pattern yet. But it is now. We touched it, right? So now the fun begins. Now we see what's really going to happen next. Do we explode to the upside or do we fall to pieces? Because implied volatility has been coming down, down, down. Volume's just been drying up. And now finally we're getting somewhere. So I think next week is going to be fun. But don't hold your breath.